It only takes 60 minutes of art to give children a positive outlet and maybe even heal one's heart.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Wynn, and I am passionate about music. I am the founder and CEO of the nonprofit organization 60 Minutes of Art. 60 Minutes of Art is a nonprofit organization which takes the visual and performing arts into inner city neighborhoods which have either lost funding for their own programs or have simply never had art accessible. For 60 minutes, my team and I allow children ages 5 through 13 the opportunity to experience the visual and performing arts in a hands-on and comforting setting. This is what truly allows their creativity to run wild. Growing up and attending school in Miami's Liberty City, I know firsthand some of the adversities faced when poverty is high and positive influence is so low. But it's programs such as Magnets which were truly the saving graces for myself and so many others. With that, I always said that I wanted to join the ranks of those that aided in my artistic development. But I didn't quite have that spark until I myself hit rock bottom. In the summer of 2012, my family and I became homeless. For me, this was something that changed my life completely. I was a sophomore in high school, student council member, honor student, but homeless. I remember one day my mom had come home from work, and at the time, it was myself, the oldest, my mom, and my 3 siblings. We were living in a 1-bedroom hotel room. And she said to me, today I was watching this television program, and there were these amazing kids, and they were doing these awesome projects, and I think that you should become involved. And I remember thinking to myself, we're homeless, and this is what you want me to think about? Crazy. Later on that evening, we had gone to get dinner, and I remember sitting in the passenger seat, running in my head, why? Why me? Why this? Why now? Why? Wishing it truly would all just end. And I heard a song. He said, smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's aching. You will find that life is so much more worthwhile if you just smile. And immediately I felt something. I felt that everything was going to be okay. I knew that everything was going to be okay. And even if I didn't know, I felt like everything would be just fine. And for the first time in a while, I myself had reason to smile. But there was something else. I knew that I wanted to help people. Fortunately enough, about a year later, my family's life began to return back to normal. And with that, I came across a journal. And in that journal, the very first thing that I saw was my vow to help. Immediately, I knew that I wanted to do something around the visual and performing arts, as if it weren't for the arts, I can't say that I'd be here speaking to you today. And in addition to that, the arts were something that I knew that I could do. So I began brainstorming what exactly I would do, and I came up with the idea for a program that would offer free arts classes to inner city neighborhoods that would be taught by local studying artists. We would work with local elementary and middle schools to use 60 Minutes of Art as a supplementary arts model. Great. I had an idea, but what to do with it? So I hit the internet, looking for commissioners and after-school programs. I sent 2,326 emails and received replies from 16 of those. 16. Replies in part saying, your program sounds great, but doesn't have much credibility, or we simply can't afford to fund it ourselves. One more obstacle to stand in my way. So I thought, if I can't get it there, let's try somewhere else. This time reaching out to large businesses. Again, hundreds of emails sent, very few replies. I remember saying to my mom one evening, maybe this isn't meant for me to do. It's a great idea, but maybe I'm not supposed to do it. And I recall her saying to me, Rome wasn't built in a day. That wasn't what I wanted to hear. But But she had a point. So, this time, I contacted small businesses across Miami-Dade. And this time, the response was much greater. Slowly but surely, the supply started to roll in. Paper, pencils, pens, paintbrushes. Finally, someone was believing in my dream. With those supplies and the generous help of my mom, who I'm so grateful, I was able to conduct my very first session of 60 minutes of art. We were able to put smiles on 25 faces that day. 25, a number that seems oh so small, yet so great, as all the hard work truly did pay off. To date, I've conducted numerous sessions and worked with numerous amounts of children, and the feeling of bliss is still like no other. With that, I say this tonight. Trials and tribulations are sure to come. They're inevitable. But it's up to you to decide if you're going to allow those trials and tribulations to knock you down and keep you down, or if you're going to use them as stepping stones towards greatness. Because in the words of the great Dr. Seuss, when you step with great care and tact, as life is a balancing act. Will you succeed? Yes, indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you will move mountains.